Hi guys, we're going to look at day 3. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Our team cooperation goal right now is active listening. So think for a second about what that looks like and what it might sound like. Okay, and we are still working on summarizing, and our word power is synonyms. And we are going to be writing a compare and contrast paragraph. Okay, and then let's go through our words. So we're going to be filling in the third row on your paper. Let me share so you can see what I'm talking about. So if this is your paper, we're going to go down and think about there we go. You're going to go down on day 3 and you're going to think about it before I go over them. So pause here and put how you're feeling. So you're going to put a plus if you feel like you know it now and a question mark if you feel like you still need to keep working on it. All right, so we have the word speedy. Speedy means fast. Like I like riding the speedy train that gets me to faraway places. So the next one is length. Length means distance. Like kangaroos can jump a length of 25 feet when they are moving at full speed. The next word is usually. That means normally. Like I usually get up at 7 o'clock, but today I slept in and got up later. Hands. This kind of hands means give to. Every afternoon, our teacher hands us our homework assignments. The next one is attempts. Attempts means tries. It took 3 attempts, but I finally memorized my lines and I could say my part without stopping. Then we have the word clear. Clear means to go over or get past. My dog can run, jump, and clear a 4-foot tall fence with no problems. Our next word is raised. That means made higher. Kendra raised her hand because she knew the correct answer to the question. And our last one is shoves. Shoves means pushes hard. Margaret shoves her laundry into a bag when she needs to wash it in the laundry room. Okay, so let's think back to what we read yesterday. And we made a little organizer for what we read. So we were reading about the different jumps and important ideas about track and field. We read that there was a long jump event and there was a triple jump event and a high jump, and there's also a pole vault event. Okay, so at this point, I want you to think about what you think is going to happen in the story. So we're going to be reading again today, back at the beginning. So just ask yourself a question. Here's a good one. What launches pole vault jumpers in the air? So think back to that part of the story. What actually launches the pole vault jumpers in the air? Well, they shove a pole into the ground and it launches them into the air. Okay, so for this next part, I'm going to read. Let me share my screen for the story. All right, so we're going to reread. So today I am going to read the first page, and this time we're going to look for details about the important ideas that we have already added to our graphic organizer that we started before. So we're going to read and try to add a few more details as we go. So we're going to start with listening comprehension. So you're going to listen to me read this page. It says, run, jump, throw. People who play sports have a name. They're called athletes. There are all kinds of athletes. Baseball players are athletes, football players are athletes, so are hockey players and tennis players. But there is another group of athletes who take part in a sport called track and field. Track and field is made up of many events. Some are running events, some are jumping events, others are throwing events. The sport has this name because the events take place on a track or on a field. Let's learn all about this sport. So when I read this section before, I identified the main idea already as track and field athletes, which we put on our idea tree right here. Okay, so I have some different things that support this main idea, and those are called the details. So I have athletes jump or run, jump, or throw. Athletes are people who play sports, and there are many events. So those are all important things that I need to add to my idea tree about that page. So if I was going to summarize just this page, I could say track and field is a sport with running, jumping, and throwing events. People who participate in track and field are called athletes. Okay, let's look at our questions that we're going to have today on the story that you're going to read. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. So the first one says the main idea of page 44, so make sure you're looking at page 44 when you answer this, was that sprinters need to run as fast as they can to win. Use the following details to write a summary of the page. So here's the details. Runners line up at a starting line. They run as fast as they can to the finish line, and sprint races come in many lengths. So you're going to want to write a summary just about that page. You can use your idea tree for page 44 to help you as well. Number 2 says, what do you learn from the fact box on the bottom of page 44? So you're going to be going back to your story on page 44 and look at the fact box right there and see what you're learning. Okay, the next one says, what do you think a relay runner would have to do to win the race if he or she dropped the baton? And then support your answer. Support your answer means you need to give evidence from the text. When you come up with your answer, you need to look back at the text and think about your answer and what on that page helped you come to that answer. Number 4 says, which of the following is the best way to win a hurdle race? Is it A, run quickly, but run into every hurdle on the track? B, run quickly without knocking down any hurdles? C, run more slowly without knocking down any hurdles? Or D, run more slowly and around the hurdles on the track? So on this one, you're going to be picking which letter is the correct answer. So you're going to stop and you're going to go and read pages 44 to 47. You're going to finish filling in the extra details on your idea tree. Okay, let's look at our word power. So word treasure says sometimes more than one word can mean the same or almost the same thing. These words are called synonyms. Learning synonyms can help us to define words, make connections among words we know, and become better speakers and writers because we can use more advanced words. So let's look at some examples. So for example, the word bind. Think of a synonym for the word bind. Maybe you think of tie. Or here's another one, rusty. What's another word for rusty? Old. Or equal. What's another word for equal or a synonym for equal? Same. And finally, how about the word jog? What's another word for jog? Run. Okay, so we've been looking at using our idea tree to help us summarize main ideas and details. And we're also been reviewing our vocabulary and then also talking about synonyms. So you need to make sure you read that part, finish your idea tree, and then you can go and take the quiz.